All right, so this is January again, January 2025, question number 2A. I says, factorize each of the following algebraic expression. IA says, is asking us to factorize x squared minus 49. Now, x squared minus 49 is the difference of two squares. Now, when we're factorizing the difference of two squares, we ask ourselves some questions. What do I multiply to get x squared? The answer is x. Put one here and one over here. What do I multiply by itself to get 49? The answer is 7 here and here. One side you put a plus, the other side you put a minus. Going down, we're to factorize x squared plus 2x minus 35. Now, x squared plus 2x minus 35 is a quadratic expression. To factorize, I'm going to use the ABC method. This is AC1 times minus 35, which is minus 35, sorry. And B is equal to positive 2. To factorize, I'm going to split the middle term and factorize by grouping. To split the middle term, I need two numbers. When I multiply those two numbers, I get minus 35. When I add the same two numbers, I'm going to get a positive 2. The only way you can multiply two numbers and get a negative 35 is if one of the two numbers is negative and the other is positive. So in this case, the positive number is 7 and the negative number is 5. When I multiply those two numbers together, I get negative 35. When I add them, I get a positive 2. So let's split the middle term, x squared minus 5x plus 7x minus 35. Looking at the first two terms, x is common. X into x squared is x. Minus x into 5x is 5. Over to the right, 7 is common. 7 into 7x is x. 7 into 35 is 5. Common to both sides is x minus 5. And in the next bracket, I have x plus 7. II is asking, says, hence, simplify the expression or the fraction x squared minus 49 over x squared plus 2x minus 35. I would have told you before, to simplify a fraction, to simplify an expression like this, what you'd have to do is to factorize the numerator, which we have done already. This is x minus 7 multiplied by x plus 7. That's the numerator. And you must factorize the denominator, which again we have also done. This is x minus 5 and x plus 7. Then you look for any factors which are common to both the numerator and the denominator. And the factors common to the numerator and the denominator is x plus 7. You cancel those. What you're left with is x minus 7, over x minus 5. And that would be your answer. Let's see what's coming next. Next, we have subject of formula. This is very popular, so it's good to review subject of formula. It says rearrange the formula shown below to make m the subject. So let's get m by itself on one side of the equation. Negative m squared on the right goes over to the left and become positive m squared is equal to k. Positive s on the left goes over to the right and become negative s. The opposite of square is square root, or you can say you can find the square root of both sides. And if I do, I'm going to get m is equal to the square root of k minus s, or you can write it as k minus s to the 1/2 power. Any way is good enough. You could write it as the root of k minus s or k minus s to the 1/2 power. All right, here's what this says. This says Lisa has $56 to buy a total of no more than 70 red balloons and green balloons for her party. So she has $56 to spend, and she's buying 70 balloons. The two colors are red and green. She buys more green balloon than red balloon. So she buys more green balloon than red balloon. Keep going. But must buy at least 15 red balloon. So she must buy at least 15 red balloon. I want to get down to, yeah. Let X represent the number of red. So X, number of red, and Y, number of green. All right, what else? Write two inequalities in X and Y other than X is greater than 0 and Y is greater than 0 to represent the information above. We probably could write more than two. I'll just write what I thought, what I believe just from reading this. Remember, she says she must buy more green balloon than red balloons. So Y must be greater than X. The number of green balloons, she buys more green balloons, Y, than red balloons, X. So Y must be greater than X. That's one inequality. But must buy at least 15 red balloons. Now, at least is an inequality term, and it means greater than or equal to. So the number of red balloons must be greater than or equal to 15. So that's two are gone already. Each red balloon costs 75 cents. And each green balloon costs 50 cents. So a third inequality that I could get from this is this. This I've gone to already. The only asks are two. I bought X red balloons and each cost 75 cents. So I spent 0.75X. I bought Y green balloons and each cost 50 cents. So I spent 0.5Y. And the amount of money she has to spend is what? $56. So you can spend all of your money or less than all of your money, but you can't spend more. So the amount of money she spends must be less than or equal to $56. That's not the only one you could write. You could also write this, that X plus Y must be what? Less than or equal to 70. So they asked for two, but out of the information, I could have gotten at least four inequalities. Remember, the total number of balloons she buys, which include red balloon and green balloons, is 70. Well, it's no more than 70, which means less than or equal to 70. Next, given that Y, so this looks like variation, given that Y is inversely proportional to X minus 2, so this statement is a variation statement. That's my variation statement. Given that Y is inversely proportional to X minus 2, that statement translates into Y is equal to K over X minus 2. So the topic is variation, and in variation, there are two operative words. The word is either inversely or directly. If the word was directly, it would be k multiplied by. If the word is inversely, it would be k divided by. So that is step one in my variation question. Step two is that I'm going to have to be given a value of x and y so that I can calculate k. And in the question, we're told that when x is equal to 11, y is equal to 9. So 9 is equal to k over 11 minus 2. Therefore, 9 over 1 is equal to k over 9. If I have one fraction is equal to one fraction, I would cross multiply. 1 times k is equal to 9 times 9, which is 81. This is step 2. In the question, I would be given a value of x and y so that I can calculate k. Step 3 is to rewrite this equation and put in the value you have for k. And step 4, you're either going to be given a value of x to find y or a value of y to find x. In this case, you're given a value of x to find y. So when x is equal to 29, y would be equal to 81 over 29 minus 2, which is 81 over 27. Y would be equal to 3.